Well, hello again, YouTube, and it's with great relish and pleasure that I bring to you this announcement, this recommendation. Dead Cross. You see the Ipecac recordings, maybe you know it's a Mike Patton project. So Dead Cross, post-hardcore or thrash band fronted by Mike Patton, drummed by Dave Lombardo, Justin Pearson from The Locust and Retox, and Michael Crane, is it? So they released their second album. As you can see from the cover art, they're not huge fans of the Catholic Church. This album, Dead Cross 2, is the entire album is available for you to enjoy on YouTube, along with video, like cartoonish style videos. It's the same guy who did the artwork for the first stuff. If you're familiar with their first album, Dead Cross, the debut, just really knocked me off my feet. This is some really fun music. Lyrically, I got to say first, okay, anything that Mike Patton is involved with typically is good to great. And most often he knocks it out of the park. Now, I'm not one of these Patton fanatics who loves everything he's ever released. Some of his music that I can't tolerate. I'm not down with Peeping Tom and that crude thing he did with Dan the Automator makes my teeth curl, This is the opposite end of the spectrum. And Dead Cross is like a breath of fresh air for sane people because it deals with the insanity that has become the world relating through the media, through social media, and all the ridiculousness, the politics. So, typically Mike Patton would write in a visceral or interpretive lyrical style where it was up to the listener to interpret their own meaning, especially the band Tomahawk. That was some brilliant, almost I would say poetry, those weird lyrics that he wrote for the band Tomahawk that didn't really make sense, but if you took them and really absorbed them, they did. They had a vibe or a feel. So he's done all sorts of different projects in his life, and this is his latest band, not counting, they brought Scott Ian in and Dave Lombardo as a drummer for the Mr. Bungle reunion. I suppose that's really probably the latest Patton band. So the second latest Patton band. Yeah, if you are a stranger to this first album, you definitely have to check it out. It immediately kicks off with pointing fingers towards the 9/11 conspiracy, seeing the paperwork explosion, and about downing of Building 7. So this is Patton going there. And I got to tell you, I really love this first album. Second album, I've skimmed through it. I'm going to actually get myself in a position to enjoy this and hammer my way all the way through the entire thing after I make this video. But I wanted to recommend it to you guys. We'll pop over to the Wikipedia. They're a American crossover thrash supergroup from SoCal. So it's Michael Crane, Justin Pearson, Dave Lombardo, who's the drummer from Slayer and Phantomus, and then fronted by Patton. They had a different singer, and they were working on some stuff, this group, and then they picked up Lombardo as the drummer, and I believe that at that point they brought Patton in, and they did their first album, and now they're releasing the second album. Their former singer just passed away in May. It didn't look good. I don't know exactly what the story on that is, but R.I.P. to Gabe Serbian, their original vocalist. Now, I had seen Justin Pearson because he played bass for this band called The Locust. And if you know anything about Locust, they are really something very unique, just an incredible sound. You've never heard anything like it. And that carries through on Dead Cross. It's a really unique sound. This is super aggressive music, a super angry music. Again, no fans of the Catholic Church or any of the nonsense that's been going on in the media. So this is music for sane people, although if you play this stuff in public, people are going to think something's wrong with you. This is not Katy Perry music. This is really some super heavy stuff. When they reconvened to put together their follow-up from their excellent debut, it was done with the news that Crane was diagnosed and battling cancer. So the guitar player went through chemo while they were tracking it. And I guess that put a personal stamp on the record. So it looks like there's videos. Videos are always shocking and kind of disturbing. It says it takes detours into different spooky post-punk and hard rock. Christian Missile Crisis. Reign of Error. The video for that looks really good. 2 finds Dead Cross pushing their explosive sound into exciting new directions. While the debut album was great, it's on this album they find their creative footing and deliver a sonic statement for the ages. Quite frankly, it's the sound of a band coming into its own in all its glory, along with one of their members finding salvation through shedding faces. This one's a this one's a no-brainer. Get it? This one's a no-brainer. Get it? See, that wasn't too hard. So yeah, you guys, I know I do recommend videos from time to time, but this one looks like this is really something special. So I'm going to leave the ball in your court. Check out Dead Cross 2. And all you got to do is click the link in the description. And you guys enjoy. Okay, I'm going to get going. I've got to do some practicing today. We're working on these instrumental pieces. I really ought to take a day off because this has just it's been a bit much. It's been kind of grinding on me getting this stuff prepared. I'm using this software called Moises to strip the original tracks into their individual, they call them stems now, which it just bothers me to no end. I guess I resist change. I would say they're tracks. But there's this confusion that a track is an actual song now because of people being idiots. And I guess all of this goes back to hip-hop. I'm just going to blame it all on hip-hop. Stems, dog. So, yeah, this software strips these individual tracks. And I've been trying to use the original recordings, and then you find that, well, the software doesn't do that good of a job, and what you end up with sounds like shit. So I've been having to find more modern cover versions and strip them down, and then going through the mastering process on all this has just been kind of a headache for me. And I've got all the tracks done. I think there's 8 of them, 8 of these covers of guitar instrumentals that are kind of well known, and that's what's coming up next for us. So I'm going to be working on that. You guys take care of yourselves. Try to stay warm in this chilly weather. Hug your pets, and peace.